that you're spending. You're seeing people who are donating 1 million,
Yeah,
and the gullibles are falling for it.
Aisha Yusufu as well.
Exactly.
She posted something like that, crowdfunding. I thought they say that obedience don't take money. I mean, at this point, I think it's quite clear that there's if it was, for example, the PDP, that such kind of thing happened, you see it on you see it as breaking news in front of every paper that there's a scandal, there's a crisis in the party. But here we have it now. All the media stations are trying to play it down like nothing happened.
It's not just like nothing's happening. There's nothing happening with the Labour Party. When last did Peter Obi actually campaign in this country? His calendar has actually been, his schedule on his calendar has been skipped for like 10 times now. So you're looking at a party just running on baseless promises, telling people that need to hear whatever stories, concocting their statistics from nowhere. So I'm looking at a situation whereby Nigerians need to open their eyes and see the truth from the horrors that these people are creating around. Because at this time of our country, we don't need people that want to come and start deceiving people. Deceptive tendencies are beginning to grow within the Labour Party. Looking at the list of people that were actually being dismissed, it's not just only Doyin Okupe. So you can see there's a gang already, a kind of cabal they've created already to suck out from the people. So I don't think Nigerians want this at this time. I don't think this is what Nigerians are expecting from a man who has been crying out and saying that he has been disenfranchised and he needs to actually fight for the people. Are you fighting for the people and you're bringing in a corrupt DG? Are you fighting for the people and you're allowing your whole party to be falling into one hand? Because now, the situation in Ogun State actually is the same thing that is playing out. Look at the party Utomi group. They are not speaking out. These are people that claim that they are actually.
But did anyone ever take Peter Obi seriously?
I don't think so.
Exactly.
I don't think Nigerians don't need to take such people seriously because this is actually a mockery of our democracy. This is not what we expect from a man who has been saying, "I am so clean, Saint Obi." But now this is what happens to saints who actually go in and lay with the thieves, because this is actually an issue of financial misappropriation and other issues that are actually clogging the progress in LLP. But anyway, they are actually amateurs in the game, and I pray that they would actually collapse their structure and follow the man that knows the road, which is Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, because that is what Nigerians are clamoring for.
The man that showed him the road.
Exactly. Thank you for actually saying that. That's a good one. The man that actually showed him the road. Moving on to other stories, we are hearing that some people are beginning to take their priorities wrongly, but we will not help them to sell those ideas, because our country actually respects children. Talking about Governor Boni, because at this time we are expecting schools to be running. What do you have in Boni's state? What he's doing is to gather children in school buses, take them for campaign. These are not the right things we're doing at this time. Governors should actually be more responsible. Governance is for the people to actually live a better life. It's not for them to now be impoverished, and you are using, you are institutionalizing poverty in your state and using that as an advantage to put the people at harm's way. Because these children cannot be going to campaign grounds and be, and you can actually see sometimes there's stampede in this place. And how do these children actually save themselves?
I agree with you actually, because if you think about it, a state like Zamfara that doesn't necessarily have a lot of funds, you could say. Then whatever funds they probably get, they keep it to themselves, and then the little one they give to the children, they expect to also take it from the children, which is quite sad, because they always complain about the North having the least amount of educated children or in school children. And now we see an example of a governor of a northern state using his own hand to impoverish the students in his own state, which is, but what more can I say if not? Are you surprised?
Yeah, I'm not surprised. He's actually a close ally of the current president of our nation, and you could see they say birds of the same feather flock together, because these are a symbolism of failure. Because in your own state, education now, the educational sector of your state is no longer in existence, and all you could be proud of is to take these kids and home them into a bus to the campaign ground. Please stay tuned. We'll have a short breakdown. When we come back, we'll take your more headlines. Yes. Thank you.
Atiku Abubakar is known to all of us as a Nigerian. We all know that he's a great unifier. And when you talk of unity of Nigeria today, has been bastardized by the present government. So we need somebody like Atiku Abubakar to come and unite Nigeria. Because the problem we are having today is in insecurity. Has to do with disunity. For us to solve insecurity problem, we need to unite as a people. Are you getting my point? And Atiku Abubakar is the only candidate out of all the candidates that we have presently that can unify Nigeria, because he has demonstrated it. He is somebody that married a Yoruba woman. I'm a Yoruba man. He married a Yoruba woman from Osun State. They have been in marriage for 40 years and the marriage is still standing. So what are we saying? Atiku is a nationalist. He has a nationalistic attribute. So Atiku stand a better chance. I don't have any doubt. I strongly believe that if Nigeria give him their vote and the mandate come 2023, Atiku is going to unify this country and the country will be better for it.
As one, we can get it done.
Welcome back, and the program is still headline roundup. Like before we go into the break, we're talking about the instability of our political elites, and one that comes to the notes is the one on the headline this morning, talking about Oshomole, and in the person of Senator Doyin actually expressing himself on a show yesterday on channels, and called him out and said Oshomole is unstable. And one who actually is relatable to what is actually happening with the APC presidential candidate, who is also referred to as medically unstable, incoherent, and on his educational qualifications cannot even be what you can place your hands on. And you see him paying to studio hands to actually launder his image. And one will wonder, is this how you're going to launder the activities of governance? When you're in government, are you going to actually be putting the people on a cruise trail, whereby people are actually expecting you to actually lead, but what you're actually be dishing out rhetorics of deception? And I think I can tell you that Dino Mlaye has a point here, because looking at the person of Oshomole, even in the Esako local government where he is, people don't actually regard him as a leader there, because what he has been doing is a policy of division. And that kind of person cannot be mentally stable. As a psychologist, I will tell you that anyone who poses a line of discord in any civility, then you should watch the person's character to be something unstable. I think that's the way to actually point Dino's anger towards Oshomole. Relatively, that this guy is unstable because of his dispositions.
True. I mean, when he went to River State as well, and he made some kind of, will I say, immature comments as well. I can't really paraphrase or quote or give you the exact quote, but I watched that interview yesterday, actually, him and Sheun, and it was quite, I was actually just laughing throughout the whole situation, because I'm like, these are politicians. They'll say what they want to say, but at the end of the day, there's no need to, go over the top for them. But it's quite obvious that he is actually in a mental decline and he's unstable due to the things he says. And in regards to Tinubu, in Tinubu's defense, I think they said the University of Chicago has written a statement.
Yeah, you're correct. You're correct about that. I need to remind our viewers that Oshomole was a sacked APC national chairman. It's not actually probably his tenure, because of lots of allegations against his NWC, and if you should remember, he had a lot of issues going forward, leading to the election of Governor Obaseki. And in the state, you could see how much violence that was fomented by this same personality. And if you look at his antecedents over time, you will know there's a decline in the person of Oshomole, a man who actually stood as a Labour Party chairman. And what do you have? You have him actually ceding his conscience to corruption, nepotism, arrays of different vices that were going on in Edo State. But I'm glad that people are beginning to see their APC for who they are. They are beginning to see their leaders for what they can actually offer Nigerians. And you can see that it won't take you too long to say the truth.
True.
Like Dino will say, if you say the truth, you die. If you don't say the truth, you die. So it's better you say the truth
and die.
and die. So I think at this time of our politics. We need to actually speak truth to power. And let the ones that are coming behind us actually understand what history these people have put in place. Because someone like Oshomole cannot come and begin to distort history. Because you are part of the issue. And you have to say it as it is. You cannot go ahead and keep on pointing fingers when the other 4 fingers are actually pointing to you.
Yeah, true.
So, well, I hope APC begin to understand that their time is up in Nigeria and begin to pack their baggages back to their cronies, because Nigerians don't have this to deal with. We have a country to build. We have a country to fix. And we are with Atiku Abubakar, who is ready to recover this country. Nigeria needs to be recovered. Nigeria is sick. We need to tell ourselves the truth. Looking at the next in line, look at what is happening with Aminu and Aisha Buhari. You can see the ineptitude of the APC, their guts, their audacity to actually take the citizens for a ride, because you can. How will you just in true secrecy whisk away a citizen of this country? Nowhere to be found. That's why yesterday we spoke on the show that
I think
where is that data?
Yeah, I think Nance as well said they are going to hold a protest. You see, these are the kind of things that will happen in this country that we as the youth should actually let our voice be heard. Let them know what we believe in, because we are a different generation from them. What they see as foul, we see it as normal in a way. And so, like I said, at the end of the day, it's up to us, because if we don't protest, no one will speak up for him. The DSS will just lock him up for quote-unquote defamation when he might just be speaking in reality.
The data has been missing for the past 4 years now. And this is a man that has a daughter and a wife. And he was coming back from work. In that same state, you have a sitting governor El Rufai, who actually has been asked several times, where is Adiata? And it begs the question that how can one be free in his own country? You are speaking about what I read the court this in paper. He's actually why he's being jailed is because he said you have actually been feeding fat on the masses of Commonwealth, and you are actually angry about that, and you have actually brought a kind of viral challenge. People are beginning to bring your pictures from before you went to the State House, and now that you are almost done with the State House. So the young lad is calling your attention that you are fed so fat on our Commonwealth, while the populace are all growing lean. So yes, I think that should be a call to your conscience, and you should actually be saying, come, Mr. President, the people are angry. Why don't you leave a legacy before you leave? What do we see? You are marching out the state apparatus to actually intimidate that young boy at 23 years old. What do you want that guy's experience to be in life? You want to actually bring a half-baked conscience kind of personality into the politics. But well, I leave the conscience of Aisha to judge her, and probably she would take a U-turn from this decision and actually appeal to the people that she wants to withdraw this case from the court, because this guy cannot be in jail because of that kind of frivolous situation. We know that he must have done it out of anger, but this actually asks you should ask yourself a question: is there truth in what he's saying? You can also look at yourself in the mirror, take your old pictures and check and look and see what he's actually saying, if this is true or not.
Maybe she's feeding off her salary. Her salary, which is
as a first lady, I don't know if that's in the constitution of this nation. If a first lady should be earning any salary, well, that should be a ceremonial position she's holding. Let's move on to the next story. Atiku is telling them in Ondo, let's win like in 2019. In Ondo, there was overwhelming support for Alhaji Atiku Abubakar coming from the electorate, and one would actually expect a repeat, because looking at the outing in Ondo is one that actually would show that there was a high level of acceptability, and the people were actually singing and saying it's time for Atiku to come and recover Nigeria. I think most states are agreeing with this.
I mean, like you said, the let's say ruling party candidate, he is definitely in a downward spiral when it comes to his cognitive ability to put words together. I don't think he can even write or spell. I'm just joking, obviously. But then, yeah, it's a good thing that Atiku is being accepted in virtually all the states. Like we see now, the Labour Party move to sack Doyin Okupe is more than now it favors the PDP more than the APC. Because at the end of the day, when push comes to shove, if you cannot sort your own internal wranglings, how do you want to, project that onto the country, let alone his state, let alone the country? It's a good thing that things are unfolding the way they are. At least we know people for who they are now.
Well, we are seeing a very dire situation for the APC, and we are seeing the LP Labour Party are also facing different crises, while the PDP is waxing stronger by the day. And one will look at what the engagements that have been going on with the presidential candidate of the PDP, where he has been meeting with various stakeholders in the country and trying to actually unite this country, because you need to lead a united front. Because the situation as it is, Nigeria has not witnessed this kind of decay in every sector of the because people are going to actually openly massively vote for the PDP candidate Atiku Abubakar, because he's overly sure that this man did very well when he was the chairman of Economic Council. And I'm really glad that he has prioritized the economy in his covenant to the people, because this is very, very, very important, because Nigerians are living way, way, way below poverty level, because we are even being categorized as the poverty capital of this.
130-something million people
are living in poverty. And you can see, you every day, what you receive in your SMS is, please send me something.
I saw a joke that even apps that loan money don't even give money again. That's how bad the country is.
Yesterday, I was driving through the Asukoro municipal areas, and I noticed that queues are beginning to fill the streets of Abuja again, and you can see how the people are beginning to suffer under this administration. I know that people are going to come out come February 29, and they're going to vote massively for the PDP presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar. That's what you can take on the show today. Thank you for staying tuned with us. My name is Okupe Ikemba, and remember, your previous is your power.
And I'm Michael Pepu. Thank you very much, guys.
John.